What up? It's KB's Monday Musings. I'm gonna drop a live and a vlog every week on Mondays just to kind of get things kind of popping. And follow me on my journey as one, I developed my YouTube channel, and two, as I prep for you know, my album. I am a stand-up comedian. Make sure you follow me on K Marion Comedy. And here we go. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is Kendrick Lamar. And the reason why is because number one, I've been a fan of his music for a very long time since he came out. Since I'm not even on front, I didn't even start listening really to Kendrick until To Pimp a Butterfly. And then I went back and was like, oh, this is like I knew some of the songs from Good Kid, Mad City, but To Pimp a Butterfly was really the thing that really drove me to be interested in his music. And I think that he's one of those people who the depth of his catalog is so good that he it allows you to go back and listen. One of the narratives though that I keep seeing online, especially in regards to Drake's album with PND dropping Party Next Door is that, I saw PND posted and deleted something to the effect of, well, this is made for, B words, ladies, for you to say, for you to say. So that's what he said. That's what they made this album for. I'm going to keep it real. I don't listen to Drake's music. I stopped listening to Drake once Views came out because to me that's when the hunger left, and I feel like he became kind of um, he rested on his laurels. He would have flashes of how good he could be, but I don't think that he really has pushed sonically, lyrically himself. So so I'm just not the biggest fan of his. But one of the things that or a big fan of his newer stuff. Let me say it like that. One of the things though of them talking about how their music is for women is it almost makes it sound like women don't like lyrical rap. Like the conversation is making it seem as if women just want these basic bops that you just pop on and it's talking about these toxic experiences and these going to strip clubs. And what's funny is I haven't even listened to his new album, and I guarantee you I know for a fact that's what's on there because that's what he's done since Views. That's been his entire catalog since Views. People hate on me. um I'm still on top. I got more money than them regardless. And you know, women love me. This is for the ladies. Which is funny is he hasn't really made a women's focused bop in a long time to me. And so like there's a couple of things that I kind of pulled up. One is like women like bars too. And the reason why I limit women like bars and they like rappers, like don't ever dismiss the lyrical. Like when if you go back and watch the Locks versus Dipset, do you see how many women were rhyming for both? I knew so many women that love DMX. I knew so many women that love Black Thought and The Roots. I know so many women that love Common. I know so and that was before he became the actor and all of that. What I'm saying is that don't dismiss just because they're women, they don't like bars. They don't like consciousness. They don't like something that has some substance. It's so dismissive. As if and the other thing is that's used as if all of those lyrical artists haven't created songs that women in quotes, could enjoy. So it's kind of wild that that's the angle that they're trying to use. And the other thing is that what I like about what Kendrick does whenever he is speaking with women, whether it's in a confrontational way of like trying to understand what is happening within the relationship between each other, he does a good job of writing the nuance of what that is really like. And he also does a good job of sharing the vulnerability of love as well. And I think that is just him being a great lyricist. I think, J. Cole was like that, Tupac was like that. There's a lot of lyricists that have that ability. And that's the thing that people have to understand. You can, you, good artists will make good products in one thing. Great artists will become phenomenal at saying a multitude of things in just a simple manner. What I mean by that is like a good artist can work on multiple levels, right? For instance, Beyonce, single ladies, right? Initially people think like you get caught up in the dance, the the boppiness of it, the pop of it, but what she really saying is you not getting this unless you marry me. Now, that may not be everybody's ideal or whatever, but what I am saying is that there is something to it. The first thing is she find this is a dope little dance, da 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 da. This is a bop. This is a good song. You know what I'm saying? You could dance to this. The other message is like if you want all this, you got to marry me. If that is aligns with your belief system, then okay, that she's doing which it does. She's doing a double thing. When you hear the weekend can't feel my face, and he's talking about you know drugs, and it's a song that's so popular and poppy and uplifting and happy that it wins a Kids Choice Awards. It's doing a dual thing. Like artists have done this for so long. And it's wild to me that people can't see that you can be like uplifting and party. You can be, like it doesn't have to be so one dimensional. And I think that's always like been my thing with Drake. Like stop thinking that because you have this one dimension locked down so incredibly well that, oh, well, what do you guys really know about anything? I got the numbers. Well, that's cool because you make good time music. That's party music, which I still don't know how that's party music. But don't get that twisted with, oh, women don't like Kendrick. Women like Kendrick a lot, like a lot. So that's just kind of a misnomer there. And then we have different different music for different moods, and one of the things that okay, well, if that's the case, then you know that's the appreciation of different artists. And I think that by limiting and saying that you're only this one thing, which is gets put on Kendrick a lot. Like they're like, "Oh, he is as a contrast, right?" I'm like, "Yes, he has message, but he can make a bop. Like he can make a bop." I don't understand this mentality. I don't know any star that is an artist that's so incredibly talented that hasn't been able to do the multi thing. Like I just don't understand why this is such a hard concept for most people to like understand. So yeah, that's just kind of my take on the whole, women, this album's for bitches. Like, sir, like women like Kendrick too. We like bars too. We like the locks too. We like like that's just so incredibly and women like good R&B. Like if we was really going to do an R&B album, I don't want it to be that. Like I want I want a Tyrese on there. You know what I'm saying? I want a singer on there. I don't want to hear auto-tune love songs. I don't want to hear lyrics like all of Drake, like Kendrick. This is how I describe understanding their music. Kendrick is the type of dude that would go to therapy to fix himself for the betterment of his relationship. Drake is a dude in couples therapy gaslighting the shit out of his girlfriend. Like that's like that is the complete different, like mentality. So if that's your thing, if you like Drake, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not hating. I don't whatever you like is whatever you like. I totally live by that, but that is ridiculous. Like, bro, I, that is a dumb thing to say. Without women in hip hop, there wouldn't be hip hop. It wouldn't exist. It couldn't have survived without the voices and the input and the direction and all of those different things that women have given to the genre and the art form. So to say that like, oh well, bitches just want this is so dismissive and so incredibly ignorant, and disingenuous. That's just what it is. So the next thing I'm talking about is the NBA All-Star Weekend. I didn't watch none of that. I didn't watch none of that. I did not watch none of that. I didn't watch none of it because I've been off the NBA. It's been a rough watch this year. The It's been a rough watch. It's been a rough watch. Seeing certain trades go down, seeing the 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 lack of enthusiasm, like to see players just care about stat padding but not winning. Like to to see teams getting blown out every other night. Like I don't know, nobody wants to watch a blowout. Nobody does. Like, if we were to watch a blowout, that means I should be on the court playing G. I'm not. We not paying you billions and billions and billions of dollars, G, and you getting blown out by 40 points and shit. You $1 billion franchise, but you sitting up here getting blown out every other week. Like that makes no sense to me, man. Like the NBA has fallen off so hard. Oh my god, man, it's so bad. And I'm telling you, the NFL is coming. The NFL is about to make it go. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. They already stomped on your Christmas day. They already stomped on your Christmas day. They coming for you. And you know what? I'm kind of here for it because the NBA has lost its mind, G. Um, First off, and people gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna keep it real with this new crop of NBA types, the NBA players that we are currently putting in the league now, that we're seeing in the league now. I gotta say, quite honestly, I don't think that the season need to be as long as it is. Chop off a good 30 of them games. Chop them off. Have them start like now. Like, have them start now after the Super Bowl, maybe even in January. I'll give you January or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, have them start then because, quite honestly, I feel like it's too many games. And what this first half before this trade deadline, how what did people feel about? Like, there was really, to me, four teams consistently balling out. That's it. Like, and then like teams that just aren't good, and then these in between teams. And what's wild about these in between teams, it's like all the millennial stars that won't retire and don't know how to retire, and so now they're just kind of dragging it out. Like, And I'm not even mad at it because I get it, but it does feel a little egregious to you. Just a little bit. Like I'm kind of ready for it to be over for some of them, just to make headway for new stars. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like some teams is ready for these old stars to be over too. That's what it's giving right now. That's what it's giving. It's like they ready for it to be over too. And so like I think that a shorter season actually would be beneficial. I think a shorter season would be beneficial because chop down, make it count. I feel like they just kind of play and play around and just getting paid, and they're like, oh, it don't matter until like March. Well, okay, if it don't matter until March, then let's start in January. Let's start in January, February, and let's see how much everything matters then. Because if that's the case, then we don't. I can't tell. There hasn't been maybe there maybe have been a handful of games where I was like, damn, that was a good game. That was an interesting game. Out of how many teams are in there? Was like what, 32 or some shit like that. Times what they've played like damn near 3/4 of the season. They got on 23 though. So like they done played like 50 some odd games. Bro, they done played 50 some odd games before All-Star break. So like yeah, I'm just kind of like go ahead and just let's cut this down. Let's cut this down. Let's make this a lot easier and make it count. Make it have an impact. Make it punch. This is kind of getting like MLB where it's so many damn games that like a game kind of doesn't mean anything. And so they kind of I feel like they kind of are lackadaisical about things. The difference is though that works for baseball because baseball is a slower sport and it's harder to like fully get blown out, but to watch an NBA game and you're expecting and it is what it is and you're watching teams and then you see like starters go back in the fourth and garbage time just stat padding. It's like, dog, the game is over. like I don't even like you care more about a streak than you do care about a fucking win. Like Like, that's the reason why I respect, you know, go Philadelphia Eagles, go Birds. That's the reason why I respect that whole team because everybody's just really focused on like, you know, and it's just within the team of like, yo, man, win. Like that's what we trying to do. It ain't gonna just be one person, and it's not about their stats either. And I respect that. And the other thing with the NBA is I feel like the All Star game is just bunk. And this is gonna be my biggest. This is Stretch Armstrong reaching right here, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. The reason why I think that the NBA All Star game is kind of trash now is because of highlights. I'm not even bullshitting you because I had to think about it. Like, what's the plus side of an All Star game? And then plus side to an all-star game, like why did it work back in the day? Beyond like you've heard other people like being like, oh, they were more competitive, they da 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 da, they da 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 da. And shout out to Unrivaled that 1v1 and their 3-on-3 tournament was dope. NBA needs to do some shit like that. NBA needs to do some shit like that. That was to get some stars to play 3-on-3 and 1v1 in these small tournaments to do that for like you know different um players and stuff like that, that would probably be beneficial to them. Maybe do it with like their upcoming stars or something. But the my reach is that the reason why that people don't get excited about it is I had to think about it like back in the day you didn't like if you didn't watch Sports Center and you didn't watch the news in the morning or you didn't watch ESPN, if you had it, you didn't see the highlights. Like, you didn't see what players were specifically doing all the time. Like, it was really hard to see that. The only time that you would really see that is when locally they played a home game with a star that was going to be there, and you knew that in the highlights on the news that night, or if you watched the game locally, that you could see that. But you now, I can watch Melo ball out. I can watch him ball out and play Harlem Globetrotters Trotters in the NBA game. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff, like, I can see nasty dunks from, you know, uh, who, damn, who are you gonna be doing nasty dunks? Anyways, you can like see all of those things. Aaron Gordon, that's my guy too. Uh, you can see all of that on highlights now, so you can see the cool stuff. Like, it's almost like, and then once LeBron James was like, "I'm not gonna really do any of that," it lost its appeal to like appeal, and nobody wants to see a skills challenge. Nobody wants to see skill. Nobody wants to see agility and all that stuff. If it's not East versus West, and y'all play defense and play a good game, nobody that's all people really want to see. That's really what they want to see. And I don't know why the league keeps messing it up, and I think, and once again, I really do think it has something to do with the reach and accessibility of the sport now. I just don't think that it's necessary or feasible, or I won't say feasible, but I just don't think that it's the game of the All-Star game is kind of not appreciated because the All-Stars take for granted, like, they just assume that they're going to be on a team now, and they kind of take it for granted that they're even there, and then they take it for granted they feel like they're, I guess, working on their vacation or some shit. But you can always deny being on an all-star team. You could do that if you wanted to. So no, I really do think that's it though. I do think that has a huge part of it because the excitement of it is lost. If I could see highlights, if I could go to a player's page or their team's page and they're like, check out this dunk, check out this behind the scenes. Da, 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 da. If I could go and do all of that, then what am I gonna try to make time to sit down on a Saturday and watch this unless it's like really, really intriguing. And I'm gonna say this: the NHL tried to do that skills agility shit, and they got rid of that. I think they did that for a couple of years and it became just super bunk. I don't know. Every time that they try to do that for All-Star weekend, the agility and skill shit, it always goes out the window. You want to know why? People don't want to see that. That's like watching a magician practice a trick. Like, nobody wants to see them actually on you know what I'm saying? Like, dribbling, passing, like, nobody wants to see that. So I think the highlights and all of that play a role into it, but I also think that it's just bunk. Like, dude, all y'all have to do 3-point contest, done. Dunk contest with motherfuckers we actually want to see dunk, and the All-Star game, and then the celebrity All-Star game. That's all you have to do. That's it. Stop making it difficult. Stop. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it, and make the All-Star game truly, truly worth something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think, and I don't mean monetarily. I mean, like, it's got to be something. I know they at you know home court or whatever get paid or whatever, but something besides monetary, something that impacts where their end goal is. You know, and then yeah, and then that's basically it. And like I said, We can start the new season, nah, January, and be cool. But the NBA has a long way to go to kind of regain its fans and do their thing. And it's simply because they keep they keep making the same mistakes, of taking away the fire, the grit, the intensity, the fun of the a game and turning it into some softness. And it's no like I said, nobody wants to watch a blowout. So that's been my live. I'm gonna do these every Monday, but I'm also gonna cut them up into vlogs. So check that shit out. Make sure you follow all my good shit. Have a good one. I'll holler at you later. See you next time.